Hey there, fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Sue, and you've just stepped into Entrepreneurs Gone Wild. Every week, I'll introduce you to a friend of mine, a remarkable entrepreneur who's not just changing the world, but also harnessing a secret weapon, time outdoors. Together, we'll dive into their journey, unpack invaluable business advice, and discover why embracing the wild is not just good for the soul, but also a goldmine for inspiration and innovation. Ready to uncover the secret that's boosting bottom lines and fueling joy? Hit subscribe and join us in the wild. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce to you Richard Taliaferro. He's a career transition coach who specializes in guiding mid-stage professionals, particularly journalists and editors, toward fulfilling work. Drawing from his extensive experience as a news editor, Richard helps clients navigate career changes through a unique 12-week program focused on mindset shifts. His approach empowers professionals to recognize their true professional potential and find satisfaction in new career paths. Get ready to meet a coach who's transforming careers by helping professionals see themselves in a brand new light. Richard, welcome to Entrepreneurs Gone Wild. I'm really happy that you're here today.
Sue, thanks for having me on. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
This is going to be so cool. I am a middle-aged, I get it. Like everybody reaches that point and they're like, oh, is this it? So talk a little bit about, the people that you serve and the problem you help them solve.
So I work with primarily mid-stage professionals, those people who've been in their jobs 10 to 15 years. And they're sort of looking around and going, okay, is this it? Is this all that there is in my career? Or they may be going, I think I want to do something else with my life, but they don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. And so I help them figure out and understand what it is that really drives them, really brings them joy, and help them define their own path to that work. And helping them also understand, who they are, and that many times who they are and what their job is, there are completely separate things. And so many of us in our work tie our identities to our work. And so when we leave that job or we're laid off, what have you, that sense of identity, that sense of who I am gets thrown into chaos. And so I want to help the people that I work with understand that, that they do that particular job, but they aren't that particular job.
That's huge. That's huge. Anybody who's been there, you get that, that gutting feeling of now what? What do I even like? What do I even want to do? What am I here for? All that. So that's... So how do you help them? Talk about your main offer that you have.
I offer a 12-week program, and it's really based on people's mindset, who they are being as they are working, as they are living their lives outside of the office. I want to try to make that 12-week journey as fun as I possibly can.
I love that.
We try to do different exercises in terms of sort of thinking more broadly and thinking differently about what their life path is, what they want their life path to be. And the space that I provide as a coach is space of, say, ease and non-judgment. I want that space to be like an hour in their week where they can relax and where they don't have to worry about having the right answer. So many times in our jobs, sometimes in our family life, we have to have the right answer. And the space that I want to provide doesn't require the quote unquote right answer. It just requires them to sort of think differently about their approach to their job and ultimately their approach to their life, and understand that one particular path isn't necessarily the only path. And let's help you be a little bit more curious about what some of these other paths are and how you can go down them.
I think that's fantastic. And I love that, that you've taken the pressure off. Like they don't have to have the right answer. And I know you left a career that was very much, you better have the right answer. You better have it yesterday and it better be, tell a little bit about that, where you were before and how you jumped into this entrepreneurship.
Sure. I was a 26-year veteran at the Wall Street Journal. And I
Woo!
have, yeah, a long time. I went from my first day at the Journal was, the paper was entirely black and white. We had a growing presence online. And when I left the Journal, I was actually working with our video team.
Oh, man.
Yes. So it shows how much things have changed over that time. And the one thing about journalism, as we just discussed, is how often you have to be right. And there is a stress that comes with that.
Oh, sure.
There's a big stress where you are on a big stage. I liken it to playing the Super Bowl every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With millions of people watching.
People watching you, and that can be stressful. And so I really, a few years ago, started taking a step back and looking at how the business of journalism was going. And I figured, okay, I need a plan B. Layoffs and buyouts were coming steady flow. And I was like, I need a plan B. I need a backup when something happens. Coaching had always been fascinating to me. I've always been into personal development. Whenever I would go to a bookstore, I'd always hang out in the personal development, self-help section. And so I found a coaching school that really worked with my schedule and where I could take the classes to get certifications at night after work, which I did for 8 months, and came out of that program with a certification in health coaching. Yeah, and because of my weight loss journey in the years before, I was very fascinated with it. I was heavy, and through working with a coach several years before that, I lost a significant amount of weight.
Amazing.
And so I got that coaching certification and proceeded not to do anything with it. I got another certification as a life coach, but then sat on them for several years because the work was steady. I felt safe-ish. But I always had that coaching in the back of my head. And so, every so often I would go through my materials just to keep fresh.
It's good.
Yeah, just to keep fresh, and also to sort of continue to help me on my personal development journey. So, jump ahead to November 2023. I got a call one morning and I got laid off. And so there was always that moment of, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's like the profession that I had been part of since high school had gone away now. So what do I do? After a couple of days of like, oh my God, what, scrambling and world turning upside down. And wait a minute, I've got 2 coaching certificates. Let me dive into those now. It's almost as if somebody or something was saying, it's time for you to go now.
Almost like it. I love that.
Yeah. So I went and late last year, early this year, launched my career coaching practice and leaned into that because of the part of the journey that I'd just been on through the layoff. And was incredibly grateful for a number of people coming alongside me and wanting to be coached by me on their career side, on helping them sort out what their careers should look like. And so it's been a year of learning on the fly.
Mm,
You know,
that's amazing.
you know, starting an LLC, you know, starting a website, really ramping up my social media presence,
Mm,
starting a podcast. It's just been so much. I'm learning different things every day
mhm.
that I never would have experienced, never would really have thought of. You know, a lot of things that, I have had a lot of things on my bingo card this year that I never,
Yeah. I love
and
that. That's a
yeah,
great way to put it. Didn't see that on the
and
bingo card.
yeah, exactly. And, I've had to do things like network.
Mhm.
So I've learned what the true value of networking is. And for someone who's an introvert, networking is just a third rail almost.
Sure.
But as part of my journey, I've learned that networking really is having one-on-one conversations.
Mhm.
That's where the magic of networking is.
Yeah.
The email conversations, the Zoom calls that you have, and if you come to it with a mindset of learning, you're going to get a lot out of it.
That's so great. I love that. And I love that you went through, like, this is what I love about entrepreneurs. They have a problem, they solve the problem, then they didn't cause the problem, they solve it, and then they solve it for other people. And yours is so recent. Like, you know exactly like what that feels like to get that call. Hey, guess what? You're 26 years. Bye. They don't
Mhm.
like all of the feelings, all of the problems. You know what to anticipate somebody might be going through, and you can help them before they've gotten a call like that, or maybe a health call. There's a lot of different calls we can get that are like, oh, time for a change. And I love that you have used what I would imagine was a painful experience getting that, and all the confusion and all of that. And how to, hey, we'll light the way here. We can get you through this. And that's beautiful. I think that's a fantastic thing you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. It's Unfortunately, layoffs are more prevalent. They're become more of a part of life. And
Yeah.
this journey actually started several years ago when I went, wait a minute, I'm in a business that has been laying off people left and right for years.
Yeah.
I need to be ready
Mm,
for that. And I
that's
want
great.
other people to be ready for that.
Yeah.
No, none of us who work in a corporate environment want to think about the possibility of getting that call or
Yeah.
getting that email saying, can you come to this office?
Oh, the worst. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna vomit my whole
Yeah.
way over there, but yeah.
Yes. And so I want people to be more curious and more expansive about what it is that they know.
Yeah.
What kinds of skills have they built over the past 20 years in their job,
Yeah.
and reimagining those skills for other fields.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, and when you can think about using your skills in a different way, the world gets a little bit bigger again.
Mm. That's wonderful. You give people hope. I mean, that is a devastating thing for somebody to go through, whether they initiate the separation or, their boss does. And, this could be saving lives, what you're doing, which is really crucial because everybody's got something in them that they can teach, or they can
Yeah.
coach somebody, a problem they know how to solve because they've
Mhm.
done it, and for you to kind of turn them loose in the world with a whole new purpose on them. That's great. That's how we have a second half of life. That's
It-
fantastic.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm in my early 50s and I can't say that I never expected to be in this position, but again, so much of what I coach about is mindset, having
Mhm.
the right mindset into particular situations and just having the best, most positive, most realistic mindset can be such a boost to
Mm.
you.
Yeah.
And it can light the way when it seems dark.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And it's having that having that sort of mindset, it gives you this internal confidence
Mm.
that, okay, yes, I got laid off from X job, but there are other companies
Mhm.
that may want my skills, or or you sit there and think, I've been thinking for years about starting a business in this particular field. Maybe now is the time to do that.
Now's the time. That's
Yeah,
so great.
yeah.
And having somebody come alongside and be that support for them and walk them through the weird things that
Mhm.
all of that. That's beautiful. Let me ask you this. If, your business is fairly new, you've had, this is wonder, like you found something that is like such a great fit for you. If I had a magic wand, like, what could you point at in your business and go, Sue, could you fix that?
I think the one thing that I've learned over the past year is how coaches sometimes struggle with gaining clients and
Hmm.
and, and engaging with them in a way that leaves potential clients feeling confident that they can work with
Yeah.
me or with another coach. And it's just sometimes, waving that magic wand and saying to a potential client that, it's going to require a little bit of investment from you
Hmm.
to work with a coach.
Hmm.
And that investment is going to pay major dividends in not just the weeks ahead, but the months and years ahead.
On
And
decades. Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
And that investment that you sort of like, I'm not sure about, just grows. It, it,
Mm.
it seems it seems small. It will seem small in those years and decades ahead.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, making sure that as coaches we get out in front of people. That's
Mhm.
one thing that I've had to come to terms with
Mm.
over the past year
Mhm.
is putting myself out there on social media and wondering about what the reaction is going to be. Am I out there on social media too much? And it turns out that no, you're not out there as much as you think. You won't,
Right.
you're not intruding as much as you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we feel like we're barging into somebody's family room and going, "Hey, I don't know,"
Yeah.
and it's like, "No, no."
No, not at all. And it, for me, so much of it is about what kind of value am I giving to people, you know, in my social media post, in my blog, in my newsletter. And as long as I'm giving people good value,
Mhm.
something to think about, maybe being a little thought provoking, someone will resonate with my message.
Yeah.
And as long as I am consistent in getting that message out there, you know, it's really important to maintain that consistency so that when the time comes, someone has potential client has a level of comfort with you. They know who you are, and you've been authentic. And I think that makes the conversation about working with someone easier.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's like they have that opportunity to get to know and like and trust you long before
Yeah,
they need you, which is
right.
really, really great.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. You have to have, I'm also learning a bit about patience too.
yeah,
And, you know, want to serve everybody. And why isn't it, everybody getting on call with me? But again, you have to build that know, like, and trust factor with people. And it's
yeah,
about, again, showing up. I'm very big on showing up the best way that I can
yeah,
for my clients and for myself as well.
for sure.
So I'm trying to do that every time out.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Let me ask you this. What, you've got this beautiful, we chatted a little bit before that we started recording about the beautiful scenery behind you. It's the Grand Canyon. You're living in New Jersey. You can't pop over the Grand Canyon all the time, but what do you do for like your daily or, your regular time out in nature so that you can go get those ideas percolating?
I do a lot of things. I try to stay as active as I can. I run, I hike, I cycle. But the most important thing is for me is to just go out for a walk and try to go out for a walk on a regular basis. You know, partially because it sort of heals my body after after those strenuous runs, and it helps me in the writing that I do. Sometimes I get stuck. I don't know what I'm going to write about, or I get stuck in a particular place in my writing and I can't get out of it. And, you know, I'll go for a walk to the park. One of the things, there are several parks nearby here in central New Jersey that I can walk to. And one of the things I really enjoyed over this past spring and summer was getting up in the morning, making coffee, grabbing a snack, and walking over to the park. I'm bringing my iPad with me, and so I'll just go out, walk to the park during sunrise. In sunrise, people were walking to the train, and there I am walking to the park, and I'd find a picnic table at the park, pull out my stuff, pull out my coffee, pull out my iPad, and just sort of noodle around a keyboard. And then all of a sudden that flow would come. That that flow of ideas and that flow of energy would just come along. And I wouldn't question it. I would just go. I would just write, do my writing.
That's so great.
And it was fun just seeing the park in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I'm, running through the park, but I'm watching all the runners and walkers in the morning go. And that would give me some inspiration to get to write more. And, I'd see, squirrels just running all over the place in this park. Some of them were bold enough to actually pop on the picnic table.
Oh, like what you doing?
Yeah, got some food there, huh?
I too like snacks.
Exactly. And I really came to look forward to that once, maybe twice a week, where I would go to the park and get the ideas going and get the blog written. I would
That's cool.
do a lot of heavy lifting for the blog, on these walks. And it's really been, it reminds me of those days back in elementary school where we go out and have class outside.
Ooh, we were really lucky.
We were really lucky. And I really feel that way when it comes to doing that. I feel like a kid again, almost. And, it's And I've said, it's one of the best writing rooms I've ever had, like being out in those parks and creating.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's like recess.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. Everybody's, while everybody's, trudging to the train station to get on the train to go to the city, there I am walking to.
I know you're going the other way.
I'm going the other way. So
and you're smiling. They're all like, "Oh, kill me now!"
Yeah, smiling and happy. I've been and thinking, I've been there. I've been.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you almost could stand there and hand out cards.
That's an idea. That's an idea for me.
That is amazing. All right, so I want to know too, like, where can people find out more about you, working with you? When is the best time to reach out?
My website is richardtaliaferro.com. It's Richard, and last name is spelled Taliaferro. It's the best place to reach me. I'm on social media. On Instagram is one good way to reach out to me. I'm at Rich Tali, Tali. And also on the website, I write a newsletter once a week, sort of based on the blog, and sort of tips, tricks, and some insider sort of thoughts about that week's blog. And I would love for people to subscribe to that. And you'll see that sign up form on the homepage as well. So yeah. So, I want to be reachable, and I really really feel that there's a lot of freedom out there in terms of how we work. I think the way that we've worked has changed over the past few years and continues to change. And I want to help people explore that. I want to help people explore the possibilities for them. And when they get their work situation to a place that makes them happy, makes them joyful, so many other parts of their lives start falling into place. So it's, once we, find a way to help you get out of that commute, get out of that 10-hour a day, 12-hour a day, lifestyle. And so that, you're home more with your family, or, you can slip out of your house in the morning and go for a hike the entire morning. When you have that kind of joy in your work, that joy will flow into the rest of your life. I really believe.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think that's fantastic. So folks, check out Richard, go visit, sign up for his newsletter. You're going to learn things. And like, you can already see, like, this is you have such a calming spirit about you. And I love that. Like, you don't have to have all the answers. This is a beautiful thing.
No, I think sometimes having all the answers makes life less interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think, it's like, we're trying to bring some curiosity and exploration into our lives. And what else can we do? So I want to open the doors to that.
That's so great. So great. So if y'all are curious, go visit Richard. Thank you so much, Richard. I really appreciate you being here and the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I've really enjoyed talking with you today. It's been great.